let's talk about PalGal. Have you ever experienced something you're incapable of defining, but that you still find fascinating? Itch.io is one of my favorite internet sites because I constantly discover new experiences. Sometimes I like to just sit and scroll around the page and see what catches my eye. For those that do not know, it is a digital platform similar to Steam that allows one to upload his own game. It's basically hipster Steam. In another occasion, I'd like to go deeper into what this platform offers. My most recent discovery was PalGal, who has made a series of very interesting games. I discovered her for her most recent game, Songs of the Lost. But I decided to try out all of the other experiences this developer provides. With the exception of Gardenarium and Alea, because those cost money, and if I can play something free, I'd rather play something free, but I'll buy them later. And also the story of the elevator operator who arrived at the garden because it just wouldn't open on my computer. I find it hard to call them games because they mostly lack any mechanics. They are more like digital interactive artistic experiences, but as we lack a better term to define the medium, I'll just call them video games. And it's just that the aesthetic style that PalGal has is just magnificent. The first game, Ekpost, is quite simple. It's basically a sound memorama. Through sounds you have to remember which X sounded just like the other and pair them, and once you pair them you get the different creatures. That are so creative and so beautiful. It's quite simple, it doesn't last more than 5 minutes, but as a twist of a classic game, I think it's quite well done. The creature designs are so cute. Like, just look at that thing, it's so pretty. It's a good way to distract yourself for a while. It's not a complex art piece. Fast Machine is more like a collection of 3D animations, and with the keys Q, W, E, R, T, Y, U, I, O, P, A, S, that according to the description of the game sound like a word Tiopas, which I'm certain means something like psychedelia or something like that. So with those keys you can change all of the animations. They are very nice. With a VR helmet it must be quite crazy, and under the effects of LSD, oh man, I'm sure your brain will melt. But beyond that, it's an exercise in experimentation with 3D. It's quite pretty, but it honestly didn't catch my attention more than 3 minutes. Dream Warrior, just like Fast Machine, is more like an interactive animation than an actual game. The difference being that in this one you can move the stick guy around. But beyond that, it's just the same. It's more an audiovisual experience than anything. Palm Mystery, outside of having a very ingenious name, is the first complete experience out of the games that I've talked about. I still am hesitant to call it a video game, but I think if we consider it an interactive short, it works much better. It is when you explore a world made out of palms. Yeah, you heard right, palms. This game presents a more ambitious visual style than the previous attempts because it combines 2D animation with the psychedelic visuals that are so characteristic of PalGal. The resulting experience is an alien world, but really attractive. Wherever you turn around, there's something crazy and cool to look at. In some cases, it's even a little bit ominous. In fact, the description of the game calls it a horror game. Oh, how scary some ants. Finally, the game with which I started my exploration of this artist is Songs of the Lost. And I must say that this game in particular is a diarrheic explosion of style and atmosphere. Just like the previous one, it makes a combination between 2D animation and 3-dimensional backgrounds that's much more ambitious than the previous outing. It has many more characters, and you even have a companion. Again, you don't do much else other than walk around and look at things, but the character designs and animations of the characters you'll find are simple, but they really call your attention. Also, unlike the others, this one does have kind of a story where you need to find a passport to enter a digital world. It's not the most complex story, but it gives some background to what you're seeing. The interactions with the characters are filled with absurd dialogues that will make you want to find a meaning in them. The ending in particular I find as hilarious, as weird, as beautiful. It's a very creative, artistic, collective experiment. Something that I haven't really talked about up to this point is the music in the PalGal games. I'm not really quite capable of defining to which genre it belongs. Not because there isn't such genre, I think it's more due to my limited knowledge of music. But it's quite surreal, and the fact that it's almost like a meme, the music, reminds me a bit of Vaporwave. It's mysterious, and like I said, it's surreal, but just like all the games that PalGal makes, it's certainly something different and that will put you in a state of trance. And that's quite interesting. That's the thing that I really enjoy about PalGal. I think her games, some might try to find meaning in them, some might try to find meaning in the images that they present and the mystery that they try to construct. But I think there is nothing behind that. They are just a bunch of games with really cool visuals in which you are meant to lose yourself. And that is something commendable. That's something that few games attempt, and few games truly try to experiment with what the medium can do. So, do I recommend PalGal to everyone? As long as you found the visuals interesting, then yeah, go and play her games. I think they're quite interesting, quite fascinating, quite different. But if none of what you saw on the screen seems particularly interesting to you, then I guess you better pass on PalGal. So see you, digital cowboys.